It's Monday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Damilola in the building. How are you doing?
Monday. Good morning.
Yes,
it's a beautiful day. Well, the weekend was good. Good.
Like
on
you're
all
busy
fronts.
all weekend. Look at your eyes are still very
I got home. I got home around past 11 yesterday.
Whoa.
So I knew that immediately I jumped in bed so that I could get up earlier today and do my routine. And when I was coming, it was like, Jesus, I will make this time to get to the studio in good time. If not. But anyway, I think one thing for me is that I really want to admonish those of us that cross the road. It bewilders me that you are crossing the road under a pedestrian bridge. And when you are now still crossing, you are crossing as if it's your daddy that is Jack on day that built the road. You are crossing with all shakara. And meanwhile, you don't even know.
Early.
Some motorists are not that very patient. Some motorists are distorted in their head. And the next thing, you are crossing as if... So I think this morning, a lot of crossings I saw, I wasn't really happy about it. And I felt that Lagosians should do better. Use the pedestrian bridge. And if you must cross, do it smartly and swiftly so that you save the motorists from the chaos of having to maneuver suddenly when they find you on the road.
Slamming on your brakes. A lot of people don't realize that you have to drive with the driver because he's coming with the speed and then you are crossing.
You are crossing.
It's just totally ridiculous.
So please, Lagosians, let's do better.
But you had a good weekend.
I had a good weekend.
Like you had very busy.
It was busy. We are looking for money. So not be doing Bambiala.
We know you because we see your social media. Like this girl is never resting.
Hustler.
Hello, Amaka Fresh.
Hi,
Freshest of the freshest.
Yes,
How you doing?
Baby, I'm good. I just love what she said. Monday. It's still
Minding your
I
head.
caught it. I just did like this. Like I said, Monday. I like that one. Yes. And so this weekend I needed a bit of rest, and then I had to help my brother put a thought. I inspect their projects for them.
Okay, nice.
They call me director without giving me the money for direction. Although when I go to certain countries, they pay for my hotels and they take care of me, but it's not giving. So I have to help them because they are building some big projects right now to go put an eye on that. And then I rested. I really needed the rest.
Fantastic.
Yes,
Good to know
and I hope for an amazing week ahead.
Hope we see more of you this week, like back to back.
I did back. They want to
use
me now. But you weren't around for a while.
I love you guys, and of course I'm here. How are you, my
dear?
I'm very well. I'm coming down with the sniffles. It's flu season. So yesterday I haven't slept properly in like 2 nights. So feverish feeling, my throat is so itchy, headaches, it's messy. I always say I'd rather have malaria and typhoid. I'd rather have...
just know what it is.
Yeah, be proper sick, because when you have the flu, you really can't express how you feel to anyone, and you feel so awful, and I'm trying the native route. Abumonyo jogo, I dey fear medicine. I rather take native medicine. Yeah. So when I go home, I said I'm going to make my own concoction of agbo and try it and see.
It works for you.
It
The
works.
only person I know it works for is Niman.
It works for me.
Niman is the only person that uses agbo.
So I put dongoyaro and put all those other things. Oh, it works.
Oh, wow.
Well, a few must run its course 3 days. There's something you can do really, just to make yourself feel better.
Taking vitamins too. I'm just
ginger. Just sleep, vitamins. If you're fine.
Thank you. But I'm happy to be here.
Hello. So over the weekend, I had I was moderating at Africa Tech Expo.
I saw that.
Really nice. Really nice. I mean, what I loved about it the most was young people being so professional in what they're doing and being so up to. You can see when you put like the buzz. Have an amazing youth population in this country, and I really wish we can harness that energy. We enter there and you feel like, yes, you're in a different world, because young people are there wearing their suits, their jacket, they're serious, they're doing their work, they're very creative. And I'm like, wow, this is Nigeria's future. So congratulations to the organizers. I was really happy to be there. I had to run to surf again. I was speaking. I was a keynote speaker at the graduation on Saturday. But I told them I got to speak. I gave him my speech. He read my speech and first put his own adjustor. And there's plenty of people loved it. I mean, they said he was really great. So thanks to him for that. So that Sunday, church, and the whole works. We just rested a bit, but glad to be here Monday. And the grind is here.
Yeah. It don't stop. It doesn't stop.
Money.
Monday.
Thanks, Danny.
Monday. Let's go to a very short break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. I guess we can't escape another week of Dangote and the FCT Minister Wike's publicity on the front pages. This whole week again, the struggle continues because we are looking for stories. Anyways, the nation has absolutely no front page headline. So we have to go inside and start shopping for stories. Presidency reaffirms Tinubu's pro-June 12 credentials. Tinubu hands over ECOWAS leadership to Sierra Leone's bill. Tinubu demands activation of ECOWAS's standby force. Let's see. We have no party registration application before us, says INEC. Which other story? Borno suicide bombing. Tinubu orders security agencies to crush Boko Haram. And Bank of Industry inaugurates framework to accelerate inclusive climate resilient growth. Okay, which story do we have in the nation?
I have the one concerning oil prices.
Okay.
It's now soaring amid escalating tension. Now, the filling stations across the Lagos metropolis at the weekend responded to the hike in the ex-depot price of premium motor spirits, PMS, otherwise called petrol. The domestic rise in the pump price of the petrol locally is in response to the rising crude oil price in the international market caused by the rising tension between Iran and Israel. And this situation has further exacerbated by the intervention of President Donald Trump of the United States. Now, petrol pricing globally, as we know, is a function of international crude oil pricing. On Friday, Dangote Refinery had adjusted its ex-depot petrol price from 825 naira per litre to 880 naira, representing an increase of 55 naira per litre. Now, this change in price was swiftly responded to as members of the Major Energy Marketers Association of Nigeria, MEMAN, the Independent Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, and other NNPC retail outlets also adjusted their meters. Now, before the hike by Dangote Refinery, NNPC retail outlets were selling at 870 per litre, but now sell at 910 per litre. And we're also told that we can expect that the commodity will become or get more bullish this week as the outcome of the Israel-Iran row will dictate further price movements. This is a bit of a scary thing, especially with the fact that it seems that the United States president is now taking action. We heard that there were 3 strikes yesterday and without due consultation. So we just hope that this doesn't affect.
And his friend Netanyahu was praising him, thanking him for, I don't even know what's going to happen. Because we thought we were waiting for 2 weeks. You get involved in the war, but
when he wants to do the work,
let's leave Donald Trump.
Okay, so I have this one that's saying the woman going for surgery in India arrested with 2.20 kg of cocaine, and a 43-year-old female makeup artist, Mary Adekoya, who claimed to be traveling to India for a fibroid surgery, has been arrested by the operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, at the Muritala Mohammed International Airport, MMIA, in Lagos, after she was found with a 2.20 kilogram of cocaine. They were discovered in her bag. And the Director for Media and Advocacy, NDLEA, headquarters in Abuja, Femi Babafemi, said the suspect was arrested on Monday based on credible intelligence. And after putting her under surveillance, Adekoya was allowed to check in her luggage. And when she was apprehended, in her statement, she claimed she embarked on the trip for financial benefits, but under the pretext of going to India for surgery to remove stomach fibroid from her stomach. And she also mentioned, further investigation also revealed that the suspect was recruited and funded by a drug baron currently at large, Akim Ainde Adekombi, who owns Rockford Hotel located in Songo area of Ogun State, while he lives at Igbelara in Igbobo area of Ikorodu, Lagos State, the statement read. And they also apprehended different people. They also had the courier they uncovered of 850 grams of cocaine concealed in cloth hangers going to Australia. They had another one from concealed in female attires, female dresses, that one going to Bahrain. And it just shows that no matter what it is, if the government really wants to apprehend you, they will get you. Yeah. But intelligence report also says that those people that give it to you, how are you not sure they are the same ones who cross you and leave your information to the officials?
I'm happy that NDLEA is working. Let us even celebrate the Nigerian government.
They are doing well.
Because these are really becoming very innovative.
And very creative in what they are doing.
And
the managing director of Bank of Industry, Dr. Olasupo Olusi, said yesterday that they have actually they inaugurated a framework, a sustainable finance framework, which is going to be a strategic blueprint that reaffirms the bank's commitment to driving responsible and inclusive, environmentally sustainable growth across Nigeria. According to him, the framework establishes a strong foundation for aligning BOI's financing activities with global sustainable goals. He was speaking, he said that this framework they're going to be launching marks a significant milestone in their journey to becoming a fully sustainable development finance institution. Dr. Lucio further added that it reflects their strategic intent to financing enterprises that deliver both economic values and measurable social and environmental benefits. This is really good because environmental issues, sustainable growth is key, and a lot of young people are actually getting involved in that sector. So knowing the Bank of Industry has put together a framework to support these industries is quite encouraging. So in supporting the United Nations Sustainable Goals, Bank of Industry obviously is putting together a framework to help build the economy. So Nigerians in that sector, I know that Mariam Longe also is in that sector. It's been good for them to prime up ideas to see how they can use that opportunity for growth.
Okay, so as opposed to words on the street, INEC has finally come out to clear the air that no group has applied for registration as a political party. Okay. You know, the lecturer umpire insists that associations seeking to be registered as political parties must follow laid down guidelines and abide by the legal and administrative requirements for registration. Admitting that over 100 associations are in the queue, the Commission said that none of them has submitted a formal application yet. The National Commissioner and Chairman of Information and Voter Education Committee, Mr. Sam Olumekun, told the nation that what INEC has received so far are letters of intent and not formal applications. Because they know that the media space has been awash with the request by the All Democratic Alliance, ADA, for registration as a political party ahead of the 2027 elections. Yes, and this ADA is being promoted by the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, the former governor of Kaduna, El Rufai, and Rotimi Amechi, former governor of Rivers State. So according to Mr. Sam, the first stage is to submit a letter of intent wishing to be registered, and then a follow-up of the formal applications by filling the form. So they went ahead to, you know, give the INEC regulations and guidelines for registration for new political parties. You know, so I just urge people that are saying that registration has been done, if you've not followed the proper guidelines and requirements of INEC and procedures, you are not yet registered as a political party ahead of 2027 elections.
Okay, moving on quickly now to the Punch. Pastoral crisis. 11 states embrace FG's ranching plan as killing surge. Find other stories in there. 2 die by hanging for killing groom's friends. Lightning strikes kill 32 cows worth 100 million naira in Ogun. Police arrest man for death of 21-year-old Edo girl. Driver arrested as truck kills one in Lagos. And community mourns as another Nigerian dies in India. Okay, I'm not sure which other story we have, but let's take one story for the break. Who has?
Yeah, I have a story that says that the Lagos intensifies housing fee regulation meets CDAs. Okay. And this is saying that the Lagos State Real Estate Regulation Authority has met with the leadership of community development associations and communities in the 57 local government and local council development areas. The move is in bid to tackle the rising cost of housing transactions and the built environment of Lagos, following the previous meetings that the agency with the chairman of the various local governments had last week. And in this report, the statement noted that the initiative was part of the broader efforts to regulate and reduce agency fees and legal fees charged by real estate practitioners. Speaking during the meeting with the chairman of the CDAs and CDCs, the Commissioner for Housing, Maruf Fatai, reiterated that the move is not only to reduce the exorbitant fees being charged by some property agents, but to bring sanity to the built sector and make life easier for the average Lagosian, noting that housing is a basic necessity and we are all committed to ensuring it is accessible and affordable. So this is a good one. There's been so many brouhaha on prices, agent fee, legal fee, caution, and all of that. So if we can all merge and we follow the rules and regulation, I think it will be easier. We will have less people sleep under the bridge.
Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we
I
can
can
take.
I choose to
Ejek,
take.
close the show, Yi Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. So, following the visit of our president to Benue State, where he directed the Inspector General of Police and the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, to immediately arrest and kill all alleged killer headsmen, and also established a committee of elders comprising former governors and others to promote peace in the state. If you recall, he also mentioned that land grabbing was a problem. So, at the back of this, 11 states have taken steps to commence branching as a way to address this age-long violent clashes between herders and farmers, which have claimed several lives. The states are Lagos, Plateau, Ondo, Zamfara, Bauchi, Delta, Niger State, Kano, Jigawa, Nasarawa, and Anambra. So the states so far have agreed to actually create ranches to ease the herding of cattle. The development comes against this meeting the president had in Benue, and if you recall, some governors actually said they've already established some. So there was a particular governor, the permanent secretary of the Lagos State Ministry of Agriculture, has said that they actually already started the ranching system already, and other states have already commenced. So we're hoping that these governors this time around take this seriously, create ranches so that when herders come in, they have somewhere to go and they don't have to start clashing with
Encroaching
farmers'
into
farms,
people's
approaching
farms.
people's private farms. This has been an age-long problem that hopefully we can nip in the bud once and for all.
I agree. I have this story on hospitals having to hire contract doctors because they're apparently suffering worsening shortage. So hospitals across Nigeria are now relying on about 564 locum doctors to temporarily fill staffing gaps and sustain healthcare delivery amid a worsening shortage of medical personnel. Now, the number of temporary medical practitioners that have been appointed on a contract basis was obtained exclusively from the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors. Hospitals are turning to these doctors because there's a chronic shortage of medical personnel fueled by the mass emigration of healthcare workers. However, this casualization of these doctors comes with unsteady employment, without job security, pension, or benefits. And now, health associations are warning that this pattern will continue to deepen this crisis. Of course, we know this has been going on for a while, and doctors continue to... The brain drain that this country is suffering in the medical sector is quite alarming, and to a large extent, it's reflecting in the quality of healthcare delivery that we're having to enjoy as citizens of this country. And it's not even as if the healthcare sector was top-notch to 100. So we need to find a way to tackle this. Everybody's going to go where they perceive that the grass is greener. I don't know how you can stop that.
Okay. So a Lagos State
They can attract them back.
Yeah.
That's the
only thing.
And you have to match it with
what they are getting or something better.
Well, there's some patriots who have worked all their life, they earn all the money, and they want to retire, and they just want to come home. So those are the ones, that's bracket, from 50s to the 60s.
The younger
those ones,
ones.
their kids are grown, there's really nothing else. We have to find a framework to attract that 50 to 65-year-old doctors abroad who want to come home. They really want to come
but that's a bit like someone like a healthcare worker that came back, and you saw what it was on social media. The daughter went through with his people, how they dealt with him. And they came
a young
to take
person
him
coming back to Nigeria?
No, like an older person.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Back.
His
properties,
and stuff. So you have to just...
we can't generalize, not all Nigerians are like that.
You have to
so
balance
Nigerians are
it
bad,
out.
not Nigerians. So go ahead.
A Lagos State High Court sitting in Ikeja has sentenced two men, Sunday Onilade and Fatai Alao, to death by hanging for the brutal killing of Tochku Chedi, a groom's friend, during a wedding celebration in Bariga. That's sad, yes. So they were sentenced to 14 years imprisonment for being in possession of criminal charms. So this had happened, yes, while the groom and his friends, after a wedding celebration, they came back home and they were offloading some drinks from the car, and they were attacked by these so-called criminals who were said to be members of the Udua People's Congress. Okay. So yes, so I think I like the fact that finally, because this has been an ongoing case since 2021, so I like the fact that finally justice has been served.
Fantastic. Moving on now to Daily Sun. Anger spreads over killing of wedding guests in Plateau. Presidency accuses Lamido of distorting history on Tinubu's role on June 12 struggle. Constitutional review. Senate holds public hearing in 6 geopolitical zones in July. Hire private military contractors to tackle terrorism and banditry. Farouk advises Tinubu. And can't find. We have to keep searching for stories. Police exonerate estate developer and lawyer of forgery. Okay, which story do we have in Daily Sun?
I have this interesting one, and it's been going on for a while, and I'm happy that a foundation is actually putting the spotlight on it. And this foundation is urging the federal government to decriminalize tip money in workplaces. And this Tilova for
Criminalize
Africa,
tip money.
Decriminalize tip money. Tilova for Africa, an American-based charity foundation, has called on the federal and state governments to decriminalize giving and receiving tips in Nigeria. Co-founder of Tilova for Africa, Martin Nwabueze, made this call at the news conference in Oka over the weekend. Nwabueze described tip money as a financial reward voluntarily given to an attendant in appreciation for a satisfactory service enjoyed after making the statutory payments for goods or services. He said tip money was a normal practice in the Western world, especially in the United States, and wondered why a customer would not support an attendant with it in Nigeria without the employee being punished. Nwabueze also recalled that tip money is a topical issue in the U.S., that making a pledge to remove taxes on it was instrumental to Donald Trump's victory in the last presidential election, and ultimately became an essential element of beautiful bill. the removal of taxes on tips in one of the most significant aspects of Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill, he said. He also said that though it is not currently a crime to give or take tips, the government should go a bit further to decriminalize tip money by providing a legal framework that would protect the service provider or employees from being victimized by their employers at workplace, that it should not be left to the discretion of individuals or employers to decide whether to allow workers to receive tips or not. And it's a whole lot of
It's an interesting conversation. Me, I like the fact that it's currently an under the table thing, because when you start formalizing it,
people start to demand and expect.
I mean, right now I can give you a tip because I thank you, but it's informal. Nobody's putting a gun to my head saying it's a certain percentage. You know how you go to restaurants abroad and they tell you a certain percentage is tips. So that's the framework. I don't think we can. I don't know.
We can't sustain it.
We don't know,
because sometimes it's not like you come in with your last card, you buy what you want to buy. So there's no extra for tip.
But one business should help me talk about spraying of money. Should add it. Because me, I'm going to carry a palaka on that matter.
On that matter.
Spray a party.
So I love this one because finally, this the review of 1999 Constitution. So the Senate Committee on the Review of the 1999 Constitution will hold a 2-day zonal public hearing in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country on 4th and 5th of July to gather citizens' input on the proposed constitutional amendments. May I have an input? According to a statement by Ishmael, Special Advisor to Media and Publicity to the Deputy Senate President, who chairs the committee, the public hearings will be held simultaneously in Lagos, which is southwest, Enugu south east, Ikote Bene south, and Jos, which is north central, Maiduguri northeast, and Kano northwest. The spokesperson said the hearing would examine critical national issues, including local government autonomy, electoral and judicial reform, state creation, state police, and inclusive governance. I like the fact that they also talked about them creating, the establishment of state police and state security council to coordinate internal security policies at subnational level. I like that because, you know, most times you can never have enough security. Yes, they also talked on fiscal reforms, where a bill to alter the provisions of the Constitution to specify the period within which the president or the governor of a state shall present the appropriation bill before the National Assembly or State House of Assembly, which will be discussed during the hearing. So there's a whole lot of things under that will be discussed, you know, for reforms under the bill. Local government autonomy, the creation of the National Local Government Electoral Commission to supervise local government elections, and a whole lot. So this is good.
Long overdue.
Yeah, long overdue, and I have plenty inputs. So I'm interested in this.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a while actually, but I'm happy that it's still moving forward.
Yes.
I was going to take the story on the anger spreads in Plateau. The Supreme Council of the Sharia in Nigeria has condemned the brutal killing of 12 Muslim travelers from Kaduna State who were returning from a wedding in Mangul local government area of Plateau State on Saturday, describing the massacre as barbaric, inhuman, and uncivilized. In a statement yesterday, the council lamented the recurring pattern of violence in Plateau State, which is said to have become a notorious hotspot for religious and ethnic bloodshed, particularly against Muslims. The statement with the Kaduna State Council, Abdul Rahman Hassan, said that this latest bloodshed is one too many. Plateau State has continued to witness coordinated attacks on innocent Muslim travelers, from DuPont carnage to cold-blooded murder of Major General Idris Al-Khali, retired. These atrocities are chilling reminders that Muslim lives are still threatened or expendable. I mean, it's quite sad, and I really hope that the government is able to bring these perpetrators to book, because it is quite unfair if it seems like the government is not doing anything. So, said the Saturday attack is particularly trouble-setting because selective killings and the failure of authorities to stem the tide of impunity has only deepened the issues, the frictions we've had on this matter. Moving on to Vanguard. Let's see how long we have. We don't have much time, but let me just read the headlines on Vanguard. Iran votes to close Strait of Hormuz after U.S. strikes on nuclear facilities. Insecurity, Tinubu orders action on insurgents and Plateau killings. There's no important story. Okay, I think that's all we can take on front page review this morning. Let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll look at the hot topic of today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707 272 8338 or marketing at tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
Imagine a country with over 300 plenty languages. Why you go the only focus on Yoruba, Hausa and Igbo? Where we get a common language where they unite everybody from Oga to even Madam self and every person wey dey for street. That's why we dey introduce you 89.9 Yanga FM, the #1 urban pidgin radio station where they unite us all. From the award-winning breakfast show Waiting Day with your brother, your friend Wale Po.
Everywhere.
So Bobo.
This na Cruise Express.
And this go be the best 4 hours of our life. Country people, make una join us.
Now we be What's Up Naija crew. Now we they give you wetin dey sup for inside we country.
Yes, so
keep it loud.
If God be your papa, why you not gonna make Yanga?
Compound wahala.
now here we dey settle all the matter.
Bro, you're right here.
Nobody better than we, right?
Okay, now whispers be that. Make I just be the last sensible voice where you go hear.
Now we be 89.9 Yanga FM.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it. You'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Thanks for staying with us. So our topic today is about a report that we saw last week, the news that the Oyo State government is planning to spend the sum of 63.5 billion naira to renovate the government's house amidst the economic hardship attracted mixed reactions from all viewers and social media. The governor, Mr. Seyi Makinde, came out to address this significant allocation, attributing the cost to the volatility of the naira against the dollar. Meanwhile, APC party member, the Oyo State chapter, has said that the governor must reconsider his plan to allocate such staggering number of 63.5 billion to renovate the Agodi government house. The party criticized the move as a blatant display of profligacy, insensitivity, and impunity, warning that it could further destabilize the state's economy. Now, the conversation is, should the Oyo State government spend that much money to give the state the much needed renovation of the government house, or do you agree with the critics of this move? You can join the conversation on 020-163-52013, 090-241-63440. You can also send your messages on X, and we'll be happy to read your comments on YouTube also. I know when we hear 63.5 billion, it was a lot of money. But the governor has also come out to say, if we look at the numbers, if we look at it against the dollar, that the truth is that the volatility of the naira is what is making the numbers look big. For example, he had mentioned that many years ago, during the former governor Ajimobi, that he took a loan, I'm trying to remember the figure, at 350 naira to the dollar at the time, which was about 70 billion naira. No, but today he's having to pay back 300 billion naira because obviously the exchange rate has changed. So what they would have probably paid something much smaller for back then is what's causing the number to be that large. But do you agree? Do you think even with that, do you think it's still a good idea to spend that kind of money in renovation?
I think that it does not have a correlation. We're talking about renovations, and here you're talking about debt. The two don't stand apart. They are different. The write-up or the story. I was thinking that there was going to be a proper breakdown of how this money was going to be spent renovating. As somebody that is not so new, but also new in the home front space and real estate, doing interiors and renovations, I know that, yes, renovations are quite costly. In fact, renovation costs more than when you actually want to put a new structure down. I mean, but I also think that majority of these things that they want to renovate, one, what's the land size? Are they renovating every aspect of it? How many parts of the government house are they renovating, or is going under renovation? Now, if we're saying we want to renovate this whole building, it's different from we want to renovate 2 floors on this building. That was what I really expected of a breakdown. Okay, maybe the mosque or the hospital or the lodge is bad and is dilapidated, and these are the things that we are spending money on. Another thing, is there importation going to be made during this renovation? Yeah, we are here saying, of course, there might not be, because really the figures look very big, very exorbitant. That's why we would have expected a proper breakdown for people who have been in the architecture engineering space to understand that, okay, these are the things that would be done. And that is not what I'm seeing in that story. The story is digressing on the debt Ajumobi took and how they are repaying loan. For me, it doesn't add up. Yes, renovation is costly if you ask me, but then what are the aspects that are really going to be renovated? And are we doing a total overhauling? Are we breaking down, demolishing to rebuild? Because renovation is not fresh build. So if you're saying renovation, it means that probably there's a remodeling, we're doing certain things, or certain things didn't used to be there and we want to affix it. So I don't get that breakdown. It's not proper for me yet.
So when I saw this, I actually felt, are they building new structures? Are they adding new structures to buy? I said, I know I went to school now, so renovation, they are not building new one, because 63.something billion is a lot. And it's so funny, it's hilarious, because we've been shouting that we're cutting down on, that government should cut down on expenses, excesses, waste. People are hungry. Nigerians are hungry. And someone wants to spend 60-something billion to renovate. That's a no-no. One. Secondly, he was called to explain why he spent that amount of money. I didn't see any explanation. I didn't see any breakdown. I didn't see any financial breakdown, right? One. Secondly, he started talking about naira to dollar. We're here. Part of President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda is that maybe we should patronize made in Nigeria goods, made in Nigeria producers, manufacturers. Everything that has to do with innovation can be gotten in Nigeria. My brother runs a factory and they do buildings and everything. So I know this for a fact. Everything you need to renovate that building can be gotten in Nigeria. So what has dollar got to do with anything? Right? Because we're trying to cut costs to the barest minimum here. And then we've not taken care of healthcare issues that we have, even that trickles down to the local government, to the people. We've not even taken care of our health sector, educational sector, agricultural sector. There's hunger in the land. You want to spend that money. How do people sleep at night? Is this your explanation? Then it was even after the financial pressure and explanation on him that you not even talked about the airports. The little thing they want to do on the airport, for that they want to now bring in the ILS system for landing of airplanes. So if pressure was not put on him, he did not even know that they needed to sort that out to ensure security of people coming. Are you joking?
They were working on that. Okay, let me come to you. Let me come to you, Chika. What are your thoughts on this budget?
Personally, I think it boils down to one simple question. And the question really is this the highest and best and most judicious use of these funds in a way that it meets the people of the Oyo State at their point of need? Does this, to a very palpable extent, even from the grassroots level, does this really cater to the pain points of each and every resident or citizen or indigene of Oyo State? One thing we have to consider is there's precedence. So we've had various state governments come up before and say, oh, they want to undertake renovation projects, and we see what happened.
Even federal government?
Yes. When, for instance, in Bauchi State, when they wanted to do their state house renovation, they had earmarked, I think, 6.6 billion. Sorry, 2.6 billion. By the time they were done, they ended up spending 9.6 billion on the house renovations. It's the same thing that also happened in Kaduna State. They were supposed to spend 2.9 billion, and they eventually ended up spending 9.6. Same thing that happened also in Kogi State in 2024. They had earmarked 2.29 billion, only to end up spending an additional 3 billion. So even when you say that the reason why you have to spend this much is because of the volatility of naira to dollar, during the course of renovation, you know for a fact that these variables will persist, and you will definitely end up spending so much more. Even at that, taking a look at this precedent, 63.4 billion seems excessive. I know, I mean, the government of Oyo State has done quite a bit that is applaudable, even though this is what governments should do for the people in terms of healthcare, in terms of paying pension to pensioners, agriculture, roads. We can see that work is ongoing. But to me, I really feel that, you know, it's important that there's priority, right? Is this a priority? Is this a pressing need right now? Even though I know that there's there's an image that the State House, you know, projects.
Yeah. But yes, I hear you.
I do not think that this is a pressing need right now for the people.
So I hear you, but also I'm reminded that in this country we lack maintenance culture. We let things dilapidate a lot. You know, somebody who doesn't fix his plumbing in his house is now working in government. There's a possibility that he's not going to care if the faucet is broken, if goes out. Everything year in, year out, we never focus. I remember I always refer to this story when our former CEO came in and he started planting flowers. Someone, what are you planting flower for? Because we are fine, we entered the office, we are okay, we don't need flower, but he just felt that how can I come into an office that there's a space like this, we need landscaping. And suddenly he started planting flower, and initially we were criticizing him. But then we now understood, after the flowers came and they bloomed and everywhere looks beautiful, you walk in and it's like, oh, you're walking in a nice
fresh air.
Because for him, it was the maintenance of the place was so important. But for us as African Nigerians, we didn't really care. We're just working, we're living there. So many times, these offices, these government offices are not poorly maintained. So for somebody to need a 6-something billion is because somebody has not done their job. Somebody has not maintained the certain place. You let certain things dilapidate so much that now a government is having to pay so much. So aside from the amount of money that is being put together, also, don't you think is because as a result of the fact that there was lack of maintenance on the part of the state officials to reduce the burden on the government to pay that kind of money? That is one. Secondly, we must not also forget that this governor has also earmarked a tangible sum, I mean, compared to other states, for education. Yeah, it'll be a 21%, which is like most states usually have like between 10 or 5% of their budget. So right now, this government has put in quite a bit of money because the entire budget is about over 600 and something billion. So this renovation is 10%. So my question to you is that do you think 10% of your entire budget is too small a figure or is too large a figure to renovate your state house? This is not just somebody's office, this is a state house. I'll let you think about that when we go on a short break. When we come back, we'll discuss it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right
back. Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name na Chika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire. My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen.
Kenny, and this na Abigail. And I dare on top of you, Pigeon. I'm gonna bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
you no go see am again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody. When you dey find the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't give signs.
If they look for person wey go give am to you, fact as he be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby not dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person, you make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we not say if we open curtain in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
But look, we not even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some poria.
As the morning light filters in, the Max Breakfast kickstarts your day from the bedside.
We bring you the morning vibe and plenty of ginger to start your day right.
Join us on the Max Breakfast as we help you sing your day one step at a time.
On Max Hits, we've got the ultimate playlist for you. We give you back to back.
And all the biggest news from the world of entertainment. Only on Max Hits.
Area! Waiting the apple, waiting the top. Tune into our award-winning waiting the 102.3 Max FM.
Lagos, Nigeria, you're welcome to the Max Drive.
Whether you're there for inside motor, you're there for inside traffic, we're there for you with a Max.
Late nights on Max FM is where we help you connect the dots and put you in that place where you are ready to do it right.
We are dishing out the top hits of the week, counting down the biggest songs on your radio.
Let's go. Right now.
On Max Sport, we bring to you sporting events happening all around the world.
It's not just sports, it's entertainment.
You know what it is. It's the Max House Party. King Dion, DJ Charlie Shee. Let's go!
We are your go-to for hit music, entertainment, and top-notch radio. All day, every day. 102.3 Max FM.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Thank you for staying with us. So we're still discussing Governor Makinde, and because we know, yes, it was trending, people were talking about it, but until we discuss it on Your View, it hasn't been discussed. So that's why we have to bring it back again, so that we should make it trend a bit more. But, I mean, I was sharing a perspective, the fact that, number one, costs is a problem, and also the fact that this governor indeed is doing quite a bit, as you mentioned about the aircraft he just recently purchased. The fact that the entire budget of this renovation is just 10% of his entire budget. Is that too much in your view, or is that too little? Because some would argue it's probably not enough.
Morayo, what I can say right now is, Governor Makinde, stop it! Stop it! We know you're joking. Can't be serious that you want to use 10% of your budget to renovate. Hey, this is such a joke. Do you know you can never overemphasize the amount or the percentage that you put towards healthcare? We don't have hospitals, so we don't have nothing is happening in Nigeria in terms of healthcare. You can never overemphasize the percentage of your budget that goes to education. Pensioners have not been paid. People that have worked and toiled for this nation, for these different states.
Let me tell you what he has broken down. He has budgeted 145 billion for education. No, let us be sure, because he has budgeted about 21%.
You can never have enough. That is still not enough.
Yeah, because he still has to build infrastructure.
No, that is not. But that does. You cannot spend 10% of your budget on renovate. If say, let me tell you something. Let me tell you how things are done. If you want to do something, do a project, a government project, what I expect you to do is that you come up with a committee, a team, and then they now decide, okay, if we want to bring down these buildings now and build new ones, how much will it cost us? Maybe it might cost us, let's say, 21 billion. Renovation cost us 63 billion. Don't you think that they will now go and get a guest house or somewhere and put him and then break down all those structures and build a new one? The way things should be done, the right way things should be done, that you have to look for the most minimal way to achieve aspect, to achieve anything, to achieve anything you want to achieve. That is the normal way, right thinking people behave.
Let me. But governor has said that you people are not your state people. That you should mind
who says we are not your state?
That you're not your state.
I schooled 6 years in Ibadan.
Yeah, you don't qualify. So, but if I'll come to you, Dami. Let me take this call. Good morning. Thanks for calling. You are live. Hello, good morning. Oh, I think I lost her. Go ahead, Dami.
I think if he says that we are not from Oyo, that's been discriminatory, because he does not even know if some of us have. I don't live there does not mean that I don't have an affiliation there. Now let's look at it. I like the fact that you said that yes, Nigerians as a whole, in fact, it trickles down into our homes most times. We do not have this maintenance culture. We see it everywhere. One small hole on the road until when it becomes a swimming pool before they begin to do kitty. But now my point is, if we're saying renovation, who lives in the government's house? Who are the people that use the facility? Governor Makinde has about 2 more years to live. And I can be sure that when the next governor comes in, he wants to do touches. He wants to do renovations. I've been to a government house before that what they do in the government house is to host parties. I say it with my full chest. If you ask me after the show, I will tell you the government house. What they do after the government, what they do in that government house is to flaunt girls, is to host parties and just enjoy. So to what benefit is 2 years renovation going to do to Governor Makinde himself? Does he not have a home that he's going to after he leaves the government house? If he was telling us that, oh, I'm renovating my home so that I can move, we understand that, oh, you're doing something for us.
You have to also remember, a government house also has staff.
A government house has staff.
Who work there. There are some people, at least
people who work there. Do they live permanently there? Because the little I know some of them go home. They have individual homes. They go, they come back. And we are making it look too Banana Island for government household. They are supposed to be there to serve. It's not supposed to be a very comfortable place for you, because we even know that most governors, maybe the few I know, that most governors don't even live in that government house. It's just a facade, let the structure be there. We have something there.
I have Elder Sam. Good morning, Elder Sam. Thanks for calling. You live.
Good morning, Morayo.
Yes, sir.
My name is Elder Sam Adeniji from Jokoro.
You're welcome to the show, sir.
I really appreciate the topic you people brought up this morning. And I like the way Dami Lola, interrogated the matter. What I want you to believe is that this building is not just going to be reconstructed. What we are told is renovation. Though I know other people will quickly say that, after all, we can renovated the International Bola Ahmed International Conference Center for 39 billion. But this is government out of government. And we know that there is hunger in the land, according to people generally. And this hunger was induced by the policies of the government, which has brought more money to the state government. Makinde has been in government for 6 years. Why is it now that is now thinking of renovation of government house for 63 point something billion? Is there no budgetary allocation for yearly maintenance of government house for the past 6 years? So all these to be looked into, but I believe that what is the undercurrent is the 2027 presidential ambition of Makinde.
Thank you very much, Elder Sam. I was going to come to you one second, Amaka, because you said something about the fact that maybe there's importation. I don't know. Maybe there is no importation. Let's imagine they want to renovate with everything within Nigeria that can be resourced. That is 60-something billion going into our economy. That's 60-something billion being paid to you to come and do painting, you to come and do bricklayer, you and do furniture. So this is going to Nigeria. So this is also money being plowed back into the economy. So wow. So 1 second we're saying don't buy foreign. Let us help empower people. The man has budgeted X amount of billion to renovate with Nigerians, and we are still complaining so much. So what exactly do we want as a people?
Okay, so let me let me also impute to what she said in terms of maintenance and answer you in terms of maintenance too. Let's not forget that we're talking about a government property. And when we talk about maintenance, we all know that every budget has been marked monthly or quarterly for maintenance of a government house. Yeah. So first of all, I expect him to come and tell us what that maintenance money, where it has been going to, what has been happening to it. Because if there's money that's been earmarked for or budgeted for maintenance, we hope that that money has been maintaining the government house for the 2 times he was supposed to be there. And it's running 2 years for him to finish. He wants to renovate it, and when a new governor comes in, he'll still renovate and change things. This is money. Therefore, as far as I'm concerned, this is waste. Then secondly, back to what you're saying, for the fact that they're trying to put in this money back into the economy, if, for example, that they're not importing anything, doesn't make it right or justify such expense. Even if it's coming back, there's a debt to that state. I expect him to be able to want to leave a legacy as he's leaving that state in the next 2 years, to be able to say, I paid off the debt. You said there's 300 billion naira debt on that state. I paid off a certain amount. This is what I'm leaving in the coffers. Like when you talk to a P2B, what is using to Buga is the fact that till tomorrow he paid off certain debts of the state and he left money in the coffers. That's the legacy a governor should leave for a state. Not spend 2 years before you leave. 2025 don't finish you. You want to spend this amount. There's no justification for it.
Let me not take you up on that.
So you talk about dispensing this excessive amount of money and saying that in a way it would count as good for the people because it's still going to be funneled into the economy. But then again, we still have to talk about the issue of transparency and accountability. True. So we have been told that 63.4 billion will be spent, and let's assume that all of the materials, everything that will be required to execute this project renovation is going to stay within the country. But we don't know for a fact, because like you said, we haven't seen breakdowns. We haven't seen a case-by-case breakdown of how this money...
Let me pause you for a second, because I don't know how every state is going to be giving you case-by-case, but let me take this call. Abubakar, I'll come back to you. Abubakar from Abuja, thanks for calling.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead, please.
Breakfast team. I love this topic that we are discussing this morning about the renovation of government house in Oyo State. 63.5 clear billion naira on renovation. For a governor that has 2 years to leave office, we know that it's very good for us to do renovation. But are they the critical things that we need? I want to align with the lady that is on Blazer Abi suit. The fair lady. Okay. He was saying that there's no amount of money that we budget for the health sector that will be enough. That we need more money in those sectors. And I want to give a clear example. As a quantity surveyor, Oyo State has 361 ward as a local ward. If this money is being channeled to development of primary health care, let's say the governor budgeted 170 million naira for a primary health care in each ward, it will build 361 primary health care under 1 year before he leave office. That is a good legacy that someone can leave behind. Not just to bring a chunk amount of money, 63.5 billion naira on renovation of government house. Who does that? These are criminal acts. When you give people leadership in this country, they mess up. Do you know how many tractors that 63 billion can buy and give to this work? Each work can have one tractors. And you develop a farm base. We are talking of food insecurity. Someone is budgeting 63 billion.
Thank you very much.
Of government house.
Thank you very much. You see, I'll come to you, Chika, because I have to go on a break. But there's one of the in this article I read. It says that in addition to the 132 million that has been earmarked for hiring professional gardeners to maintain green spaces at the governor's residence. So you hear 132 million is given to gardeners to maintain the green spaces. Now, in your mind, that's a lot of money. But those are going to people's families. These are gardeners that will be hired to cut the grass, to plant trees. This is people's families receiving this money. It's not as if they're throwing the money somewhere else. So I know that the 63.5 billion sounds like a lot of money. But if we look at it in the reality, these are monies that are actually going to be used to produce things within our country. Chika, don't you think?
The wider reach is what we're talking about, Mariel. The vast population, not just that tiny chunk of people who have access to that by being in contact with, executing the services. We're talking about carrying out projects that impact, even when you're long gone, and impacts the life of every resident or citizen of that state. We're talking about healthcare, agriculture, infrastructure, attracting investment to the state. These are things that can generate income. You're saying that there's debt, and now you are saying that you want to actually disburse or take out 10% of your income. And now the governor is saying that we are not residents of
not,
if you were to ask every resident or every citizen or indigenous of your state, what are your thoughts?
Ask them first.
I think I know what they want to do with this money. I know what they want to do with this money before we go. They want to use it to renovate on your state people. That's the thing that can make sense. That because I usually to tell maybe there's a human being or there's some human beings they want to renovate because you don't want to tell me that it is building they want to renovate. You can go and break.
Let's go and take a break. We'll come back. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Oh my God.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another. For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to say, what is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's get talking.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment for Pure Entertainment. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to be wrapping up on this conversation. So, I mean, you're going to say something concerning because I know that the former governor, Ajimobi, had renovated 2019. 2019 to now is about 5 years or 26 years.
6 years.
And I'm not sure there is any serious renovation that is required to warrant 63 billion to be spent. So I understand that argument because you can't be renovating every single tenure of the government. It doesn't make any sense. When you say renovation, should be just change it, touch-ups, just to show your own, to enhance the space for your own taste, not necessarily a full renovation. We get that. However, I also want to believe that even if you want to allocate money for this, the sensitivity of the times, the economic realities should also inform the type of budget or how much we should be willing. And that's where I understand the discussion. I don't think it's wrong for any governor to renovate or to allocate money from his budget to do that. It's probably because of the times that we're going through, because the truth is that that's a lot of money.
To me, right now, the way that this country is, Oga, governor of your state, are there leaky roofs in the state house? Do you have a breakout of pests? Are you able to fumigate? Is the place clean? As long as your people who you govern are living on less than bare necessities. So if as a government you have the bare necessities that you need to function and carry out your duties, that is enough for now. You and I know, even when you were talking, your voice sounded very shaky. I fear to think about what the people of Oyo State would say to you if they had to come face to face with you. This is not the time. If you do this, you're literally saying to your people that you are tone deaf as to the sensitivities and the real issues that are afflicting the people of Oyo State. So go back, you and whoever thought this through. I don't know to what extent it was thought through, but please go back and let us focus on the bigger issues that our lives depend on to be able to live and survive and thrive in Oyo State.
Let me take this call from Malaji. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Ladies, your view.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Like the topic this morning, I've been following this program for the past 10 years.
Thank you, sir.
But Morayo, the way you are analyzing your this thing today, I'm not comfortable with it. It seems that you are supporting all this government policy against the masses. How can you say in that oil, person will use 63 billion naira to renovate? If they want to build new governments, how much are they going to spend? How much are they going to spend if they want to build new government house? And other ladies are talking. You don't allow them. You are arguing with them. And it's not okay. We have to face reality in this world.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Mr. So the objective of the show is to have different perspective. So there's always two sides to every story. So the ladies have taken a side, which is fine. It's also important for us to see the side of the government, because we've all said we're clamoring for youth to get involved. Governor Makinde can be somewhat described as a young person, relatively young. So the young person is leading and they say I need 63 billion. We need to understand that, okay, this person is not totally, I'm not trying to find the right word to use, that he might have a reason. So I'm trying to understand that side. Doesn't mean he's right, doesn't mean I'm wrong. Just saying we're trying to see various views on this matter. Not because I'm taking any side. I'm just trying to see all the sides.
Okay,
yes.
so for me, I just believe that this is government money, and government money is taxpayers' money, right? So first of all, I'm interested to know how much Oyo State, Oyo as a state generates in terms of revenue. That because
Google is our friend.
Because if, as a governor, for example, let's say this state was generating 100 naira, and then I come in as a governor and I pushed, and within the 6 years I've been in office, I was able to generate 1 million naira, 1 million naira, and then I decide that when they now give us our budgets, I now take out 10% of it. You know, that people can say you've really worked, you've tried, things are happening. But I don't think that's the case here. So if this is government money, it means that...
According to FIRS, they hit 65.2 billion naira.
So he wants to spend the whole money to,
So that's in 2024. That's the revenue from I remember they also go cap in hand to government every doing the fact to collect money. But I mean...
No, nothing, sorry, please.
Yes, go ahead.
So if this is government money, then the people's money, so I believe that they deserve transparency. So I would expect within the next 1 week, 1 week is too much, because I believe that before you came out with this figure, you've already done all your due diligence and financial analysis. So I expect that maybe within the next 24 to 48 hours, because of the way people are clamoring about this, I would expect you, Governor Makinde, as the amazing governor that you are, show of good faith, to come out and show us what will be used. Show us whether it's a Nigerian company that has this contract. Just show us everything now. By the time we see everything now, we might just align to this your 60-something billion. You don't know. So, but show us.
He has told you to mind your business.
We will not. In fact, I want to marry your man. I want to, as an invested in-law, I want to know what is happening in the state. I want to enter.
If we continue, okay, have a call. Dami, I'll come to you. Hassan from Lekki, you're live.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Please, I frowned at what the governor said, that people are not from Oyo. As far as Oyo State is on the map of Nigeria, every Nigerian, for nook and crannies of this country, have the right, moral justification to talk about Oyo State. Because the money accruing to Oyo State is not only from Oyo, is from Niger Delta, is from other sources outside Oyo State. For him to say that is a way of shutting people up, and that would not work with anybody. You see that amount of money for renovation is inflationary and is anti-people. And for him, what is even the cost of building brand new government house in Oyo? Look, if people wanted to give themselves a passing gift, please, they should come out and say it. But don't use the border rule to justify wrongs. It's very, very wrong. It's all right. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Damila.
I think I want to say, first of all, to the amazing governor of Oyo State, Governor Seyi Makinde, you owe us an apology on that very statement that we should mind our business, as because we are not direct indigenes of Oyo. I am an indigene of Lagos and Kwara State. My dad is from Lagos. My mom is from Kwara. And I want to believe that when things happen in Lagos and we say, oh, people that are not Lagosians should go to their state, they consider it as a slap, because most of them, directly or indirectly, have contributed to the IGR of Lagos, to the goals, to the aesthetics, to the vision of Lagos, and henceforth, Lagos is leading as the center of excellence. Let's put it like that. But secondly, I also want to say, let's look at UCH, for example. I think in your tenure, it won't be bad if this 64 or 63 point something billion is going to another structure of a UCH-like modern facility for healthcare. Oyo State has land mass, and even according to Google, People of Oyo State are still in penury. They are still suffering. They are still impoverished.
For teachers.
I will tell you that aside from having most of my events in Lagos as an MC, I get a lot of jobs from Ibadan, from Oyo State, because I schooled 6 years in Oyo Command Secondary School, Apata. So most people, when they even hear my Yoruba, they are like, are you from Ibadan? Before even asking if I have an affiliation with Kwara. So to me, as a person, that is a slap on my face. Knowing fully well that I come to Ibadan, I spend money in Ibadan, so I should be interested in what Oyo people do. Now, let us look at what you want to leave for us as a legacy. You see, this renovation of building is really not my own thing, but I want to believe that there will be other things, maybe to now overshadow this 63 billion, because you people know how to, juxtapose, balance, rigmarole, and when you push this one and you notice that it's not sitting well with us, you bring in another one.
Try to distract us.
If that 64 billion was to have cleared the debt of power supply in UCH, not having people or patients bring generator to power oxygen, to power their health facilities, I think amazing, it would have been good. So please, Governor Sheyi, you do the needful. Me, I would like to see breakdown if other Nigerians don't want to see it.
Okay, we have to wrap up on this, but I think as nice as it is for us to criticize the government, which is great, but I was trying to look for a few other things that we've seen, some of the good works of the governor, because the truth is that he has indeed put aside money for agriculture, for health. I think it's about 9% for health, 3% for agriculture, 10% for renovation, as we said, 21.4% for education, and quite a few other things. And he's doing quite a bit also in the in other sectors. I'm trying to look up the data right now, but I can't pull it up. But I hear Nigerians, and I think I agree with you, because I believe strongly that for where our nation is at right now, where we are, the truth is that first things first is fixing the economy. First things first is increasing the IGR. First things first is building more infrastructure to encourage commerce. Those are the priorities of the state. Renovation really shouldn't be in the top priority of any state. But however, even if they're going to be renovation, it should be done with some kind of understanding of our economic realities, and not be such that you're putting such a budget that will cause a cause of concern. This was a conversation I was training all over social media and even among. So the government, not just in Oyo State, across the nation should be quite sensitive at these times. Politics is coming. We are already speculating that maybe this is money they're putting aside for politics. Maybe it's not for renovation, because these are the kind of things people are saying. But we must understand the times and understand that everything we do has a greater impact on the Nigerian people. I think that's all we can take on this segment. We only wish the people of Oyo State the good in this and that. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Imagine a country with over 300 plenty languages. Why you go the only focus on Yoruba, Hausa and Igbo? Where we get a common language where they unite everybody from Oga to even Madam self and every person wey dey for street. That's why we dey introduce you 89.9 Yanga FM, the #1 urban pidgin radio station where they unite us all. From the award-winning breakfast show Waiting Day with your brother, your friend Wale Po.
Everywhere. So Boko.
This na Cruise Express.
And this go be the best 4 hours of our life. Country people, make una join us. Now we be What's Up Naija crew. Now we dey give you wetin dey sup for inside we country. Yes, so keep it loud. If God be your papa, why you not gonna make Yanga?
Compound wahala.
Now here we dey settle all the matter.
Bro, we right here. Nobody better than we, right?
Okay, now whispers be that. Make I just be the last sensible voice where you go hear.
Now we be 89.9 Yanga FM.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it. You'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policy.
Thanks for staying with us. So we'll put aside Governor Makinde and his shenanigans, and then we reminded ourselves that just 2 Sundays ago, it was Father's Day. But we could not commemorate that day because of so many other issues that was happening, especially the incident in Benue where 200 people lost their lives. It was a time of mourning, and we had to focus on Benue State. But now we just said, we have to talk about men. Yes, men, and fathers especially. Responsible men at that. So the question is, do you think our fathers, African men, are overburdened to take care of themselves? Or just yesterday, a post went viral about a man who went broke, depressed, and abandoned by his family, later died. Recently, Pastor Kwojo, you might also advise that men to prioritize their well-being. So joining us is the only person in this Nigeria that can dissect this matter, the catalyst himself, a friend of our house, Mr. Larry. Good to have you.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
Blessed are you amongst women.
Yes, man. I grew up like this.
Yeah, this is your forte. You're
I'm comfortable. I'm very comfortable.
Okay, so Larry, the men, and I want us to go into different phases, fathers especially, because we know fathers as providers. But these days, some of them feel quite overburdened, because I think when the conversation of mental health is coming and women we discuss it, nobody really talks much about the father's, what he's going through his mind, because he has this huge shock absorber to take a lot of things. But today, we're trying to bring to fore the importance of, are we overburdening these men? Are they as strong as we think they are? I mean, or what's the reality of the men? Let help us understand the man's perspective on this.
Wow, thank you very much. This is really dear to my heart, because if you look at society, there's a lot of women programs that speak to the issues with women. But there are very few programs for men. So I'm really, really excited about this conversation. Men are spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, socially overburdened. The expectations are crazy. And this comes from the fact that as boys, we were programmed to perform to the gallery. Where we were programmed, to protect. You must protect your sister. We were programmed, to provide, and we were programmed to pretend that everything is okay, that you are strong enough. Men don't cry, and men are not emotional. Every human being is emotional. Every human being, feels pain. Every human being experiences trauma. And so a lot of these men grew up in trauma with pain, and then they're now married, they've become fathers, and they have to perform, they have to keep pretending. And the most painful part of it is you're on your own. A lot of men actually feel abandoned, they feel unappreciated, they feel disrespected, they feel dishonored, and it affects their mental health and their physical health. Do you know that data has told us that men live between 6 to 10 years less
than women.
You know, more women attempt suicide, but more men die from suicide 3 times more.
Wow.
So if more women are attempting suicide and more men times 3 are dying, then there's a problem. You know, a lot of men are abandoned. You know, you marry, once the wife gets pregnant, you know, the focus is on what? The child. When you're nurturing the children, the focus is on what? The children. And the man has to provide, so he's abandoned. And then that's at the beginning of fatherhood and marriage. And then, you know, at the latter stage when your children now start having children and your grandparents, the mother abandons the father, leaves the father, and goes to the children
to help them.
To help. No, you know, we're not pointing fingers. We're just saying that this is the reality. And these realities, they have effects, psychological effects, mental effects, emotional effects, health effects, to the extent that our life expectancy has been cut short.
All right, so now for me, the question is, how do men, first off, identify that they need mental health support, and what kind of support do you think is readily available to men, or that men should make themselves, you know, men should access to actually help them cope with all of these things that you have just listed out?
All right, thank you very much. You know, one of the most critical things that you will see is withdrawal. You will see domestic violence. You will see emotional abuse. They are lashing out. You know, they're trying to react.
Aggressions.
They are unconsciously sending a message. Even a lot of them don't even understand what's going on, to be honest with you, right? At work, there's pressure. At home, when you're supposed to come and chill, there's pressure. Before you get home, diesel. Before you get home, this. Before you get to... And you realize that most of the conversations that a lot of married people have, right, that get to the men is money. So we have become ATM machines, right? And so the pressure is on you. You have to, like I said, that we've been programmed to pretend and to perform. And so we have to suck it all up and, you know, behave as if everything is okay. So our performance is dwindling. I mean, if you look at the number of, we're on air, the number of marriages that are sexless is more psychological. Is more psychological, stress related. That's the first thing that you will see. The second thing that you will see is, you know...
Okay, I don't agree, because those sexless marriages, those men are looking for it somewhere else. They go get it elsewhere.
Yes, but home is where the problem is.
So outside is like an escape for them?
It's an escape. It's an escape. That's on the one end, though. There are other factors. But when you get home and everywhere at home is stress, and it's all about money, it's all about, you know, providing, it's all about performing. You know, you don't feel appreciated. You know, men are not... Yes, you know, we're sexual beings. But once psychologically and mentally you're not there,
okay.
You know.
Before I let you answer the question, Michael, let me take on a very short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one better.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap.
we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TV Entertainment for pure entertainment.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing men.
Yeah. So I want to know, like, how men can be encouraged to feel safe enough to be vulnerable to communicate their needs. Because it's one thing to identify, you know, that there's a problem, right, or that there's a stress or pressure going on. How do they feel safe enough? Is it the woman's role to make them feel safe at home to communicate that vulnerability or communicate their needs? Because if you don't tell me, I might not know because everybody's now busy running around working. If you don't communicate your needs.
I think it starts from how we bring up our children, how we bring up the boys. You know, the girls are encouraged to be vulnerable. They're encouraged to cry. They're encouraged to share, you know, their pain, and you know, the parents pet them.
Yeah.
But the boy, shh.
Yeah.
So that's where it starts from. We're nurtured into our nature. The upbringing really, really matters. So what is the upbringing? We have to go back to the core family values, right? Where we bring up the children as balanced, harmonious. And we start to bring up the boys to express themselves, to be in tune with their emotions, you know, and all of that. And when you do it in the home, right, the sister will learn that men are supposed to express themselves. And she will also be trained to support the brother to express himself. But if you're in the home where they're constantly telling the boy that you are weak if you cry, you are the sister is going to grow up thinking that men that are vulnerable, that share, you know, are weak. And who wants a weak man?
I'd like to ask now, I think there's a swap. Looking at how we grew up and our boys, our brothers being told to be emotionally strong and stable, and the girls are all about, oh, you are the one that will take care of the home, you are the nurturer. But now I think some parents of this generation are already teaching the girls that you have to be financially independent. I mean, I feel a few days back, there was a lady on my DM just wailing and she has a baby. And I had to ask her, like, you didn't go to marriage with anything, no footing at all, for you to be with a 6-month-old child that you're already suffering this much. So how do we balance this swap for our mothers, or we that are mothers now, to also teach our children, especially our girl child, to be independent even while they can depend on the man?
Independent. A lot of girls today
a lot of girls, but still, we still have mothers who say you have to sleep on the man's shoulder. Just like some of us crave for baby girl lifestyle. I'm not wired like that. I want to contribute because really, contribution has a bit of control. If you can contribute, there is a level to how you are controlled. And that's where I come from. I always acknowledge the fact that I'm very stubborn. It will be difficult for you to turn me around. I think it comes from that. I think I come from that angle.
Wait, Dami, I hear you.
Very
Let me
interesting
interrogate that because I'd like you to now respond to both of us. I hear that argument, and that is the argument that we always, you have to have your own money. But what we have found is that those of us that do this and want to have our own, we now become, our
So
masculine energy comes out.
True.
So the people who are trying to be all, I am having my own money too, are now looking for the girls who are looking for people who are feminine energy, just want somebody to take care of them. And then many of these women that are earning their money are losing out, because then they feel like, who's taking care of me? Because there's a part of us that feel like we need to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, it's both sides are valid,
yeah.
And creating balance and harmony is the master key. Look, whether you're male or female, you have both male and female energy. Your left side is your female energy, your right side is your male energy, whether you're male or female. There's a soft side to everybody. There's a receiving side to everybody. There's a giving, push side to everybody. You know, there's a strong side to everybody. You know, and it's important at different times for you to nurture both your female and male energy, so that when you're in the right environment, you are able to, you know, express yourself with whichever energy. Now, the danger with energy is that energy is more powerful than voice. You know, when someone with a powerful energy walks and you feel it. Now, the danger with women who have unconsciously been programmed to develop more of their male energy is that they show up as men. Now, in an ideal world, right, I don't want to be with a man. So you would find that there will be more conflicts in that marriage. Because men contend, men fight, men are hunters. So if your energy shows up to me as a man, I'm going to react to you with that energy. I'm going to counteract that energy. And that is one minus to always showing up with a woman, always showing up with male energy. A second part of it is your DNA begins to conform to that energy. And so you find that, you know, a lot of women, don't let me say a lot of women, quite a number of women that carry very powerful male energies may have challenges with getting pregnant.
Wow.
Their DNA sometimes changes. And so you're wondering, why have we tried? Why have we tried? Why are we trying? There's a lot that goes on. So there are benefits and there are consequences.
Okay, you said something earlier about how men are being raised to pretend. And a man has seen his father pretend all his life, and somehow daddy was successful. My uncle, we never saw them break a sweat. They provided till the day they died. So even these challenges are here. I can do it. My father did it. He raised us, he sent us to school. I can handle it. So, but now they're not hearing these messages of you have to be emotional, and they can't reconcile it. That's why it's difficult for men to actually listen to people like you. I know there have been times where I told my husband, don't bring us to, I don't want to hear that, because in his mind, like, what do they know? What do they know? You know? And you want to let them hear, but they don't want to listen. You know, just on Saturday, I had to speak somewhere, and I told my husband to please represent me to speak. And to please, because I couldn't defend myself. So I gave him a speech, which he read. But he now added his own ajasa, which the ajasa was the real icing on the cake. And everybody told me, your husband was fantastic. He was fantastic. You know, like he did be above and beyond than the speech, that the script you gave him. I kept asking him, what did you say?
What did you put in your stew?
What did you say? He didn't answer me. So we got to the house. What did you say? He didn't answer me. Then I was driving out. One of our neighbors, who my husband seems to be very good friends, as we got back from that place, he went straight to that neighbor's house to tell him everything. I was now driving out, and I saw the neighbor say, how are you doing? Okay, your husband said it. He now told me everything my husband said.
He refused to tell you.
I'm asking this guy what he said. He didn't tell me, but he told this guy. So why does that? So that kind of in that situation, you're not listening to a line relation, like you're not listening to, but you are listening to some. I mean, I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Look, the truth of the matter is, we're all products of influence. So if I will not influence him, somebody else will. And the important thing is, that we're being influenced by the right people. And the question to ask ourselves is, where's the communication breakdown? You know, and how can I fix it? Honestly, a lot of men, the conversations with their wives or the women in their lives are not very deep. They're not. They're very superficial. You know, for many reasons. You know, so women also need to sit down and think. You know, when we were dating, we were having deep conversations. We were not having superficial conversations. What
went wrong?
Changed in our relationship? Is it because, you know, most of the leg that I put forth is money, and men begin to shut down? You know, everything is problem.
Need, want.
You know, after a while, okay, money. And then he wants to throw money towards it. And you were talking about, you know, what you've observed, right, from our fathers. Honestly, a lot of fathers, our fathers, did not paint the right picture. You know, they didn't set the right examples. But we're products of what we see. You will find out that even though some men start well, invariably, what they saw, they become it later on in their marriages. Now I want to speak to a very, very fundamental point, right? You see, our fathers, some of them were irresponsible. You know, those guys wanted to live their lives. And there's a plus to it and there's a minus to it. They wanted to live their lives. So Island Club, they were members of Island Club, Yoruba Tennis Club, all of those clubs. So, you know, they will do what they can do for you.
And do for themselves.
But they will do for themselves.
True.
Today, if you want to try and do for yourself, it's a problem.
Why?
Yeah, do you understand how the bills roll? There are too many dependents.
True.
You know, there's the black tax, hangers on, family, extended family, children. You want to go and school abroad. The wife insists that they must go and school abroad.
Give birth to their kids abroad.
You know, you must go and give birth abroad. So take care. So the social, you know, and recreation and fun part of it, you know, you find that once the bills start rolling in, the responsible men...
This thing you're saying, I have to go on a break, Larry, because you're very, very right. I'm now thinking, all my uncles, they were having a ball. They were living their social life. I'm not sure the men today are doing, they can live that kind of life.
And they were living long.
Let me go on a short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Fact.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeke, close the show. Give her that.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by David featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm.
chicken.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You see some what is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up.
And so we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. Entertainment with pure entertainment.
Hey, Shiggy.
Thanks for staying. We need a part 2 of this. Thanks for staying with us because the ladies have been talking since. Chika, you want to jump in here?
I just want to hear his thoughts to any man out there, because I know that especially if you live in this country, you are struggling. To men out there who are struggling with diverse forms of mental health, emotional health, what would you say? What's your personal message to these men out there? Mariah said her husband would, but there'll be some men who will probably take 1 or 2 things, you know. And
I'll just say 5 things to you. Number 1 is you have to speak up. You know, silence is a killer. You know, there's a lot of emotional suppression, you know, and you will suffer the risk of a lot of heart disease. So please speak up if you don't want to die of hypertension, high blood pressure, anxiety, and all of those things. The second thing is your health is first.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of men, their health is last. Your health is first. Your physical health, your mental health. Do a lot of health checks. Make sure that you exercise, you live right, you eat right, and all of that. The third thing is your identity matters. You know, your identity is not father. Your identity is not husband, right? You were created for a purpose. And you should find that purpose and live it. And part of, you know, your life, right? You know, fun, recreation, and rest is inclusive. So incorporate, you know, fun, recreation, and rest into your life. Also, you know, you have to develop spiritual and emotional intelligence. Honestly, in the world that we live in today, you can't do without it. Meaning that you have to be able to know what's going to happen in the future and pray ahead and arrest that future. When things are happening around you, you need to develop emotional resilience. You know, you need to develop empathy. You need to develop patience because, look, they are deadly emotions. Anger, fear, anxiety are some of the deadliest killers. You know, 95% of disease is caused by stress, and 100% of stress is caused by unresolved emotions and wrong beliefs. So it's not your DNA that you have high blood pressure. It's an emotion and a wrong belief and a social construct that is causing it. It's also important for you, you know, to let go of toxic masculinity.
I wish we had time to talk about that one.
You know, you've got to let go. You've got to embrace your vulnerability. You've got to redefine what masculinity is. The world has defined it, has packaged you. You know, understand that men feel pain. Understand that men suffer from trauma. Understand that everything that traumatizes everybody traumatizes men as well. Embrace it, accept it, and lastly, you've got to delegate and you've got to dialogue. It's very, very important. Men feel that they are supermen. No man is a superman. We are all human beings. Delegate, and dialogue.
For me, I just want you to help we women. Because looking at Mariah's case, saying that her husband will not talk to her about certain things, but will talk to a neighbor. How should we women be more receptive as to what men tell us and how can we behave after being told. Some people want to hear the truth, but they cannot accept and withhold the truth.
Can I add to that too, so that you just answer at once, because we don't have time. And then we have to talk on supports, because you can't discuss men's mental health without talking about support. We are the support system for men. So how can we identify, because not every man can talk, not every man can express himself. So how can we identify the triggers? Because when you love somebody or you care about somebody, they don't need to speak for you to see that they're struggling, for you to see that there's something. So how are women able to identify the triggers, or that there's something going on for us to step in to help, to support?
Fantastic. So Borrell gave a case study, right? And let me ask, the person that your husband went to talk to is a guy.
Yeah.
Is a guy.
Of course.
Fantastic. So we all have this. Your friends, your common friends, identify the ones that provoke conversation and have dinner, have lunch, and begin from there. I find that, when women discover these kind of things, then they also withdraw. So if he doesn't want to talk to me, go and be talking to the neighbor now. You've identified that, okay, there's somebody or there's some people that when they're around, he opens up. So let's get
Let's all be family.
Yeah,
let's all be friends.
Yeah,
the more the merrier.
Yeah, and then let's have those conversations. And then from there, there'll be a post-conversation. When you leave that setting, then you continue the gist because you have already broken the ice. The number one challenge is to break the ice and get into it. And in terms of what are the triggers, right? Especially mental health triggers. Knowledge and understanding of the guy is very, very important. What are his norms? When he has money, when he doesn't have money, when he's under stress, just knowing him is the number one thing, so that you know when something is going wrong. If he's a happy-go-lucky, vocal, jolly fellow, and all of a sudden he's withdrawn. 1 month is withdrawn. 2 months is withdrawn. His friends are calling. He's not picking up. You're asking him about his friend. He often goes out. He doesn't want to go out anymore. There's something going on. If he's sleeping longer than he should be sleeping, there's something going on. Or if he can't sleep, there's something going wrong. If he's irritable, if he's snapping, and all of that, if he's no longer taking care of how he looks, and he's a bobo, and he doesn't care about how he looks anymore. He just shows up and goes out anyhow. Something is wrong.
Okay, we have to wrap up on this, but thank you. The time has gone so fast. We wish we brought you on earlier, but we're the friend of the house. You can always come in anytime. But this is an important conversation to have. And in fact, when people are just going to grab what you said and be sending to me, so I'm happy that people are listening.
Yes,
thank you so much, Larry, for coming.
Thank you.
That's all we can take on today's show. Join us again tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.